What up, YouTube? It's the Ways, and I'm Tia, and today we're back with another video. I am so excited. Today we are gonna get into this Natasha Denona Swatch Party. Yes, this is my first swatch party ever, and I'm super duper excited to do it with Natasha Denona shadows. As you know, Natasha Denona has an extensive line of eyeshadow palettes, and so I took all of my eyeshadow palettes and I labeled them and we took them out of the palettes. I took out colors that I think look very similar. We swatched other ones that look very similar, organized it, and just really showed you what the undertones are. And if you have a lot of these palettes, or if you were eyeing a couple of these different palettes, do you really need them? I mean, I did. And that was before I did the swatch party. And now that I've done the swatch party, I still need them. Yes, I do. But it's really cool to compare and see the differences in these undertones and stuff and the textures of these shadows. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. It is a 3-part video. It is overhead. I tried to do my best to make it look as good as possible. I filmed this video a while ago, but it took me a long time to edit it, just with life be lifing, and that's a different type of video to edit. So I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, there are 3 parts. This is part 1, where I took all of the palettes and started to organize. Part 2, you're going to see all the cool tone shades, and part 3 will be warm tone shades. So I just hope you like it and understand the vibe that I was trying to bring, and just to show you guys, like, we're spending a lot of money on these palettes. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Maybe you're not spending a lot of money and you just enjoy Natasha Denona like I do. I think she has one of the best formulas on the market. I absolutely love her brand. I did not get the new Bloom palette. I do not plan to pick up the Bloom palette. I think I mentioned it in the video, but I am excited to see what she does next. So during the intro, go ahead and subscribe if you're not part of the fam gang, okay? And enjoy the video. Y'all, I am so past ready to swatch these shadows by Natasha Denona and compare them for you guys. Especially, she just announced that she's gonna have this new palette called the Bloom palette. So I want to give you guys some comparisons. See if you don't already have all these Natasha Denona shadows, you're able to compare them. Plus, I just want to swatch them for my own purposes. I know they're not all the same, but they're very similar. We're gonna start off with the palettes that I feel have the most unique color stories. Some of the shades will pull out of there, but not all of them. And then also, I had a black background, this carpet, but it felt like the colors weren't really coming through correctly, and I want to try to give you them as good as possible. So I felt like on the white background, and I'll show you the difference, you can really see the difference. I do have on my ring light, so the color might be a little off, but I think I got it as close as I can. So if this looks a little ghetto, bear with me. So this is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. Yeah, the colors look like they're coming through pretty, let me put it over here, let's see, pretty nicely, I think. I have labeled all of these palettes, so except for the Natasha Denona My Dream palette, as I just got it. So you will have the name of the palette and the color, so I can just pop them right back where I want to go for this purpose, but also for when I start to make my own palettes. So that's Lucy. I want to pull that out. We're going to pull out Frey because I feel like these look definitely similar, just in the pan of the same palette. I love this color story because it's a very spring vibes. I love greens. It has your pinks, but not too much. It has some of my favorite taupes in here. This is Flutter, or this is Maxi. I put in the wrong spot. We have Jazzy, 2 dark taupey shimmer type shades. Definitely want to compare those, considering they're in the same palette. We have Oscar, which I love this shade as well. Nice taupey shimmer. I also want to pull out Maxi. I know we have a lot of pinky shimmers in the palette. We'll go ahead and pull out some of these pinks just for now to compare. I don't think that we have these greens. I feel really comfortable in these greens. They're beautiful. Some of my favorite shades. Flare is gorgeous, but the Sage, Fringe, Evergreen, these are all 3 different tones of green, which is really, really nice. This is a green shimmer. It has a silvery shimmer with a green undertone, but these greens are fantastic. These all have kind of that silvery vibe. I should probably swatch here so you can really see. That one's really good. That's Oz. This is Marlin. So you can see that they have some similarities, but some differences. And then that's Paladine. So that's the Retro Glam palette. We did pull out quite a few shades from here, though, that I know are comparable to the other palette. Okay, let's go into the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. I just want to compare real quick while we're here. We'll move this a little bit. The greens, because I want you to see how we don't really, they're both green leaning palettes, but we have differences. So for sure, we will look at Yucca in itself, but I just want you to kind of see, I guess we can compare these 2 greens, Calathea and Evergreen. There's Evergreen, cream to matte, cream to powder, and then Calalea feels like a cream to powder as well, actually. Let me see. Yeah, that's a cream to powder as well. So you can tell this green is definitely more olive, where this has like that evergreen kind of vibe. A little bit more blue in there. Yes, very nice. So greens, those would be the only 2 that I would compare, because Willow is totally off, you know. These all have yellowy mustardy tones to them. So I think that's all that we would compare from Retro Glam. The Yucca palette, which is fantastic, has a lot of yellows. It has the green, like the grungy yellow undertones, the greens. But it does have a couple browns and maybe a couple colors I need to compare. So let's take out Flack Valley, because I know we have some browns that kind of look like that. The rest I'm feeling pretty good about. We can take out Illusion, because I just want to see if it's comparable to any of these taupes. I just love a good taupe, so I'm not even mad about those shades in this palette. Man, but this deserves a swatch. Look at that. Look at that shimmer. I think it gives more. You can see more of the tones and the shifts. Plantasia, it's sheer base, gold, pinky. We might need to compare that to other shades. So actually, let me pull that out. More in the gold family. These are more like green golds. So let me swatch them for you so you can kind of see the difference in these 3 shades in this one palette. I think we can take Exia out. It might be comparable to something in I Need a Warm palette, just because it has a little bit of a peach to it. Fuchsia is probably one of my favorite colors, period. Out of all of her palettes, to be honest with you, it is a cream to powder formula. So it does take a little bit more time to build up and work with, but I love the tone. Okay, let's swatch Makia, Ray, and Kumbori. Look at that, that is gorgeous. I know they're gold, but I know they have green reflexes. That's why I really wasn't pulling too many of these out of this palette. Makia, more green, antique gold. Look how beautiful. And Ray, this is a solid gold. So I think I might take Ray out just to compare, just in case, for golds. But yeah, gorgeous. The rest of these, I think we're good. Kamu Kamu, nothing like it. Fushi. These all kind of lean the same. Let's go ahead and swatch those for you. Now, I've done videos on these palettes. I just swatch them, and then when I swatch them on my hand, I might talk about them, but I don't go into depth on the undertones too much. I don't really do like what we're doing now. Here's Tim 2. A green, yellow, murky beautifulness. We have Asia. Very similar, but you can see that it has more green. And then Citrine should be more yellow leaning. These are all her normal mattes. So that, I mean, that's the Yucca palette. That is the Yucca palette, and it is fantastic. It's actually one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes, especially because it's so different. So that's the Yucca, and this is what we still have pulled out from Yucca and Retro Glam so far. So good. I think we're doing okay in not having too many of the same shades between palettes, but more or less shades that look alike in the same palette. Interesting. Okay, what else doesn't? Okay, so Xenon definitely looks like nothing else in her palette collection. Grays. I just did a video using this palette. I want to take out Snowbow as a pinky shimmer that I want to compare, especially with this new palette coming out, because if you wanted to create your own bloom, I'm sure you could if you had these palettes. I don't have all of the Natasha Denona palettes, but I have quite a few. These are all the mini that I'm going through. Okay, I'm gonna take Neve out because I feel like this is in the family of this, because it's like shimmery, pinky, light vibes. This is more gold. We'll do this. Something like that. And then also skirt. So we can just compare these three really off the same palette. The rest I don't think are in the palette, but we can also swatch these shimmers, silvery shimmers. Okay, so let's do Snowbow. Okay. This one has some pink. It has like some other reflexes, purple, silvery vibes. Okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to see all of the difference with these lights. Okay, then we have Neve. Now the formulas are also different in some of these shades, so keep that in mind. Now that one is definitely more silvery leaning, but a light pink shimmer. And then this one is Skiff. Way more shimmery. It has more of a taupey undertone base too, but it's more of a shimmery shadow. Like, so they do look different, but did we need all three? I don't know. I think that this palette itself could have more variety, but just because we're here, I want to swatch these shimmery shades, these silver shimmery shades, because I was doing my look and they all kind of look very similar. It's just that the formula is different. So let's look at that. So Rhyme, this is more of a smooth, like a little bit more to it, a little bit more base, a little bit more pigmented, more of a sheen than maybe a shimmer. Then we have Stellar, which is super duper smooth to the touch and doesn't have as much of a base. Okay, very shimmery. Then we have Supersonic, which looks like it has more silver to it than the other two shades, but also more flaky. And that silver really pops. So those are really most of your shimmers, besides the dark shimmer and Grew in the Xenon palette. So similar to each other in one palette, for sure. Do we need them all? The next palette I have is the Xenon palette, and I feel like this one looks different than a lot of other palettes in her collection. I also feel like it doesn't have a lot of vibes as like itself. Kind of how the Xenon, they all kind of play off each other. The Yucca, they all kind of play off each other. This one kind of is like all over, which is kind of nice. I love this color right here, Mindful. I can tell. We'll take out Luster too, because I think we're going to have some comparisons to this goldish coppery shade in like the bronze palette. But we'll take out Mindful. I really like this. I don't know if we're going to have a lot like this color. It's a very warm. It is a cream to powder. Relief, that pinky, peachy vibe. We can take Balance. It's still sitting in the brown family. We're just comparing. But other than that, okay, since maybe might be one we need to look at. This is a different type of pinks, but I feel like we have some of these. Cat hair or dog hair. Not a cat hair. I don't even freaking have a cat anymore. Dog hair. Yama for sure, because I think this looks like a color out of the bronze palette too. Oh yeah, it's very similar. Ooh, okay. And I just want to point out, I love this color Zell. I don't think we have anything like it though in the palette. Maybe Yucca has something similar, but not really. This kind of goes more brown. Very small hint of green, but this color is fire. I love it. Breath. Do we need to pull back out retro? Let's just look at this. I was thinking breath and fringe, but they are different. They are different. This is a little brighter, so. Ooh, this is a pretty color, Aurora. It's kind of like orangey, pinky vibes. Ooh, has a really pretty shade. So, I mean, Equilibrium and Flow could be comparable to maybe the retro, but not really. Calm is a peachy. Yeah, we might have to take out Calm. This is a cream of powder. Okay. And if we were to swatch Tranquil, it does look different than Aurora. It has more pink to it. We might take Tranquil out. I like Aurora. I have to put that on my eyes ASAP. And then we have this nice red in here. Let's just swatch her so you guys can see. I haven't played with this palette on camera. Nice. Very pretty. The next ones that I want to compare are, before we get into, are these pinky palettes, especially because she just dropped this Bloom palette. So we have the My Dream palette. Actually, let's go through this one because I don't feel like this is comparable. That you might think it looks a lot like retro. Let's move something. Let's move this. Let's just look at these two. There are a lot of similarities. So for instance, but I haven't used My Dream, but I gravitate towards My Dream. At first when I bought it, you know, it took me forever to buy it. I think it's the last palette Natasha Denona palette that I bought. And it was fear of missing out, FOMO for sure. But then because it kept breaking, I'm like, they're going to discontinue this. But when I got it in person, I was like, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous, and it goes deep and it goes light enough. I think it's going to look really good on me. I wasn't a huge fan. I mean, it's pretty, but the I Need a Warm is probably one of my least favorites. But I think it looked probably the best on me because of my undertones. Honestly. And we get some peaches, we have some browns, maroony type shades, very pretty shimmers. We have multi-chromes in this palette. I have taupes. So when I look over here, and I have not played in this palette, plus I have a black. That's what I wanted, was the black, because I don't have any other blacks in Natasha Denona. You would have thought Xenon would have had a full-blown black. It does not. So then when we look at retro, it's very pretty, but this, I don't think I need a Bloom. This is like my Bloom. If I'm looking at the new Bloom palette, I feel like this is it. And then I could also add in the Love palette. Let's look at all three of these by each other. The Love palette though has a little bit more variety than retro. I think when it comes to switching things up. But this is a very pretty palette. So let's see if we have anything that we want to pull out. Let's start off. I just want you to see all three of these compared. I think that this, if I wanted to create my own Bloom palette, I could. I really, really could. Let's start though in Love, because I think it leans to be a little different. But I think it has shades that we need to compare. Even if you wanted to compare like maybe Passion with Sense, but they're still different. Still very different. You can tell different. Let's take out Intense, these pinks. Just to show you, we might have a bloom palette here. Okay, I'm gonna take out Lifetime because that kind of reminds me of up here. We'll take out First. Let's swatch these three out of the Love palette for you. So this is Passion, because I don't think it looks like this one. I think it's totally different. So just want you to see, here's Passion. Here's Giving, more pink, has some gold, more of a hot pink too. And then Pure Love, more of a purple. So those are great differences. Ooh, Transparent has to come out though, because I think we're gonna get a lot of those shades coming up. We'll see how that looks. Let me swatch it for you here though, with these other shades in this particular palette. These all feel kind of like the same formula to me. These have a little bit more shimmer to them. And that's the pinks in Love. I'm gonna put Passion back because I don't think it's that close to what I want to compare. All right, so that's that. We'll just keep it here for right now. Let's go through Retro. Retro has shades I'm gonna want to compare. Jade is this taupey, or Jude, I'm sorry, Jude taupey shade. Really, really pretty. Leans a little pink. Psychedelic looks like colors that we're gonna come across. Like that's in this family. Lit even looks very similar. We might have to compare these two, same palette. This is a gorgeous color, Andy. I want to play with that. Mode, this has like an undertone of pink, a light pink. Let's open this. You know what? This has some nice mattes. Very nice mattes. I like this tone. I like, it has a gray tone because it's more of a cool tone palette, where this has a little bit more warmth. Very more neutral. I love Nude Mod. That's so pretty. Let's take a part out. This is interesting. This is a matte. Let's see here. See, like you have the difference between Commitment, Rebellion. Heartbeat and Grove could look alike. Let's swatch those. The other undertones are different. So if you want more cool or more warm, like neutral, that's what's gonna be a huge factor here. I think Hello looks kind of taupey color that we're gonna see here. That little pink. But let's swatch Heartbeat from Love. And let's swatch Groove and Amora. Those look very similar too, just to be honest. You can tell that they are different. This one is way deeper. This is Groove. So you can see that it's more cool tone, and that's Amora. Those are close though. Groove and Amora, super duper close in one palette. But I really like Go Go. I really like Andy and Vivian. Nude Mod, yeah, I have to play in this. I love Rebellion, that shade. This is a cream to powder. So those are some of the mattes from Love and Retro that look alike. Now let me look at Retro in my Dream. Instinct, Edgy. I can tell Instinct and Rebellion look different. They're close, but this has more like pink in it, where this has more probably brown. I'm not gonna take that one out. I do want to look at Risk compared to this shade. It's close, it's more pink. Familia, I like this color. It's like a warm brown, but definitely different from this one. Aspiration, we'll take out. It's a cool brown. Serenity, taupey. Carpe Diem, peachy pink. Unity, Nature, Spontaneous. This is a gold. We'll take this out. And that's where I'm sitting with those. Yeah, these look different to me. But if I had to choose, actually I would take these four out and pop them in here. So I rewashed my hand. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swatch these here, these four, so you can see, and I can tell that they're all different, but maybe from like afar or whatnot, they might not. So this is Nude Mauve. It's a matte. That is gorgeous. Andy. Okay, so that's different than what I was expecting. That is more violet-y. I really like this though. Nude Mauve. Then Go Go. That's pretty. I think that can get compared to some of these peaches. So it looks peachy pink on me. And then Vivian. So you can totally tell they're all different, and they lean differently, so that way you can customize and blend. Okay, we have the Glam and the I Need a Nude. These lean cool tones, so you're gonna have similar vibes, but let's see. So these two, Center Lid, Tender, look close to me. Okay, Inner Corner, fit up here. Mesh. Oops. Destroying my shades. This is Mia. So pretty. Okay, Mesh. Put in there. But Stone, that's why. Stone and Mesh look close. And they're from the same palette. If you wanted to not... it sits here. But you can tell they're different. This lash line I'm gonna take out. It's in here, it sits, let's see. But it's deep, I like that. See, this is nice. Smoke, you can see the difference. Blend, where it fits. I like this. And then really, all of these are neutral shimmers that I would want to compare to some of these other shades. Let's watch these, because these kind of all resemble taupey. This is beautiful, but Whisper, Pinky Taupey, Valentine. They're all like mid-tone. That's like mid-tone taupey. It's beautiful. Sheen is a pink. But it's very light and shimmery. Like, it's very light. Okay, I'm gonna take this out. If I see more, I love this color. Because we just have to swatch it. These come from the same family. Okay, we could just swatch it here. Filigree. Look at that. That should be in here. Is it? Brown Bone and Glam. Close. And then Delilah is like light, but that tone. So good. This is a good palette too. I like these tones. So, and then your outer eyelid. This is a brown. I don't, look at that. These antique-y vibes. I love it. Decided to take Tarbatine and Ella and Whisper out to compare. We're gonna get a lot more probably browns and gold, so I want to move some of this around. Okay, let's get into these like neutral tones. So I have the I Need a Warm palette here, and it's very warm. It's not warm, I mean, it's neutral to me, but it's very peachy. So I'm just gonna take these browns out. Oop. I said, you need to take me too. I mean, it's a brown. We can compare it. You can see the difference. This is what's nice too. They're in the family, but they're different. So we'll swatch these four. These are really pretty shimmers, and they're more peachy leaning. I think that you can tell there's some differences. The differences here, they don't all need to be swatched, but I just want to show you because this is all on the same palette. So this is Snug. That is so pretty. And then this is Dynamism. I just like these these neutral antique shimmers. Push, more peach, not as much base. A little bit more, but not as much. Phenomena is it like a duochrome. It's super smooth. Look at that. So good. And I love oranges, and I love these tones. I just didn't know I needed all peach, and if you look, that was all the mattes right here, plus these, and maybe a couple of those were this palette. It's super duper pretty. Like, if this is your color story, then yeah, because that's an everyday palette, and you can mix it up, and you can see the difference in those shimmers, and it's still gorgeous, one and done. Like, yeah. Let's get into the golden. So I'm just gonna pull these out. So we just got a lot of browns. This taupe, look at that. You think that there's more than what there is, but it's not that much different. I mean, they're different, you can tell. Okay. So this is a lot of golds, and that's why I love this palette. So, okay, these are all golds. This is probably what I wanted to compare, but I guess it would be maybe more in these warmer palettes. But this is, let's swatch. We might swatch, see what we have in Metropolis, because we have golds. But they look different, which is nice. So let me just swatch these. Aruam. They deserve their own swatch. It's so good. It's so good. And then Aurora is more of it's a thinner formula, white gold all over the eye. Ugh, that would be so pretty. It's not giving it justice here. It's just not doing it, but on the eye, ugh, or you can just see in the swatch. So not really a base though. So then we have Oro, like a super duper gold. So it has a little bit more like coppery. Alchemist, oh, that's even more coppery. It's so pretty. And Kava can probably, and it's just like a toppery, shimmery shade gorgeousness. We might need to compare Kava in here somewhere. But that's the golden shimmers. Frizzy, it's one of those thin formulas, so it's more shimmery. Let me swatch her. You see it has a little bit more of a base than this one, but it's very sheer, just more shimmery. I love the golden palette on my skin tone. But as you could tell, it was browns too. And neutral palette. Like that could be an everyday palette for me. So the two warmer palettes that I have. And we might need another board here. Let's do the golden palette. I mean the bronze palette first. So very warm leaning palette. Really pretty though. But it has some gold. So that's kind of what I wanted to compare those other golds, but that's fine. I can kind of see. But let's just take like Bliss. Fits in here. It looks different though. I love that color. Ugh. Okay, some more copper. We can swatch these. Let's remove these mattes. I kind of want to see them in here. So we might move things around. And then I think these are so different. These two right here, I love them. Rhodium and a deep dive, like these eggplanty type of shades. So they deserve a swatch. And like they're just different. This is a cream to powder. This is a nice, I like that sheeny formula she has. Really good. And then the golds, I mean, they're like real gold, like they're just gold. So, but there are different types of gold than the gold palette. So we might have to come back to these golds. We might have to do the golds for the golden and bronze together. That's what we'll do because the golds, but then this is like a coppery shade. This is like, so these are kind of coppery. Oh, that is gorgeous. True copper. Glooming. This has more red. That's so good. So pretty. I love these type of shades. Like on me. And then that's like a gold, silk, true bronze. It's a little bit more sheer. Shimmery. There's silk. That's nice. But it has that, it looks a little bit like one in the golden, but not all the way what you've seen. So I feel like these are more true, like richer golds. I don't want to say true golds, richer golds. Where I feel like the ones in the golden palette have more, not as much warmth, more neutral, and I love it. Leaning white gold, but gold. Where this is golden. This is 24 karat gold. Copper. That's your bronze palette. Pick up hairs from the doggy spa day. So the sun is acting different and weird now, and so I had to close the blind, so it looks different, but this is actually good too. I think you can see the colors better than earlier with the way that the lighting is hitting. So this is perfect actually to actually get into the comparisons. But let me go ahead and break down the Metropolis palette. This is a bigger palette too, a lot of gold, so we might come back. Actually, should we just take the gold out now? Yeah, let's just take them out now. So, in the bronzy shades, we'll just do it. We have more. The names of these the names of these shadows are here. Just a little different. I love this palette. It's warm. It's everything I would need out of a warm palette, honestly. It's one of my favorites. This looks gold, but it also looks taupey. We have our greens, another taupe type shade here. I like to compare. Ooh, that kind of looks like the color I liked earlier. But you can tell the difference now. So I think that's that from Metropolis. Gorgeous color. This is my favorite color, Enigma. I think that's what it's called. Yes. I have it in another palette. It's so good. It's in a smaller palette. This is a cream to powder. I probably shouldn't have touched it, but love that shade. I love all these greens in here. They're different than the other palettes that we've discussed. This is just a gorgeous palette. It deserves to be swatched. I haven't swatched this shade. Oh, those kind of look pretty similar there. Interesting. This one has more blue. That one has more green though. Okay. Let's go ahead and swatch these shimmers while we're here. Wow. Love. I need to put, oh my gosh. I wish she would bring back this palette, you guys. I was doing like 7 looks, one palette, 7 looks, but she got rid of it right when I was filming it. So good. I think we're good on the golds. What does this look like? It's kind of gold, yeah. Okay, let's take that out. Just gonna go back through and take these out, these golds out, so we can compare them. We know this one looks totally different, so. Let me break down the Biba really quick. I moved all the browns to one palette, so we'll just break it down while we're here, it's fine. Like I said, I think that's okay that this palette has some similar shades because it's a different size. Rustic kind of looks like a color out of one of the other palettes. The Glam. So these are pretty different. We have a gray, which we haven't seen really. Well, we have grays in Xenon, but this is different. This is a neutral type of gray. And then you have your gray in Sculpture here. And then this rayon looks, it's beautiful. Like a mauve. Do we need to turn up this light? See, the lighting is just all over the place, guys. It's like a mauve neutral berry goodness. It's just really good. Really pretty. Okay, so there's that.